Hello all and welcome to my channel where I'm just this random guy on YouTube with a finance and accounting degree that wants to teach you about building wealth and investing. So today I want to talk about wealth and what wealth is to you. Now really, in the comment, drop it down below and let me know what wealth is to you. To plenty of people and to society, what I notice is people think wealth is what they wear. The fancy clothes with the big logos, the jewelry, whatever it is, what they wear is the initial sign to show someone that they're wealthy. Some people, it's the house they have, or the fact of they have all these credit cards and they keep on swiping and buying all these great things and going to these fancy restaurants. Now, I got news for you. If you're someone that thinks that that is building wealth, well, that's not wealth. That is all an illusion. You see, because building wealth is not about showing what you have externally. Building wealth is about what you have internally and what you have in your account. Because wealth is not all the money that you are spending. Wealth is the stuff that you buy, that you need and you want. Whatever you have left over that you choose not to spend, that is wealth. The bigger the gap, the bigger the wealth you have. And that is something I want all of you guys to understand, because it drives me crazy when I see how in this current society, the misconception people have of wealth. And it's absurd, especially when you hear about how people are driving all these expensive cars. Recently, I saw that people are spending $1,000 on car payments. 17.9% people are spending $1,000 on a car payment. Do you know how much money that is taken away from you to build some wealth? That is pure insanity. Now, I don't want you to do that at all. Really, guys, I want you to learn how to invest and put money into a brokerage account, not money into a vehicle to show people how cool you are or how much money you have. Because to be honest with you, people do not care about the fact that you are driving a Lamborghini or whatever type of car you're driving. People just think it's cool that they're seeing a Lamborghini possibly for the first time. So they don't even care about you. They care about the vehicle. And this reminds me, there was a video I posted and it was about Jeff Bezos. And someone was interviewing him, and it's a pretty old video. It looked like it was either early 2000 or late 1990s. And in the video, he was driving around in a very old, I believe like a 1986 Honda Civic. And I thought that was very fascinating that someone that was worth billions of dollars is driving a very old vehicle. And even the interviewer asked him, why are you driving around in the Honda Civic? And his answer, and he laughed and he just stated, because he likes it. So I thought that video was excellent. It was showing to people that just because you're a billionaire doesn't necessarily mean you need to have all these great, big, expensive things. So I did a short on it. To my amazement, someone put a comment in one of their shorts, and what they said was for him to have more of a personality. That right there is the number one problem we have when it comes to people that are wealthy. We think it's a personality thing. It has nothing to do with personality. Building wealth and having wealth is a behavior thing. It's all about your behavior, and the way he exhibited how building wealth is by driving an old Civic shows you that's exactly the things that you need to do to build wealth. Let me give you another example of this big misconception that people have about the rich, wealthy people compared to the average middle-class, poor people. You see, middle class and poor people are always seeing how rich people are always using credit. Always. They see how much debt they're in and they think that's the way for you to build wealth. But there's a key difference. What they are doing with their multi-million dollars is leveraging, because to them, it makes no sense to spend a couple $1,000,000 in a home when they know they could get a very low rate, pay a monthly payment, most likely deduct most of the interest, and take the money they were going to use to invest into their home and put it in the stock market. A lot of us think getting 1 year not paying interest or no payment is leveraging. You see, that's not leveraging, because most people do not have the money to pay for the furniture. Most people have the money to pay the full balance on their credit cards. You are not leveraging. You're getting yourself into debt, and that's a very, very big difference. And that's why, in my personal feeling, and you guys can let me know as well, why so many people are in debt nowadays, because they think they're doing the right thing. They think they're doing what rich people do, and they're not. Now, if you want to do what the rich people do, this is exactly what you should follow. Number one, open a brokerage account, okay? If you want to get wealthy, there is no other way of doing it besides opening up a brokerage account. Your money has to work harder than you. Plain and simple. The more money you keep on putting inside into a brokerage account, that's your opportunity to accumulate so much wealth. Compound interest is your best friend. So with time and putting money in and keeping it within the market, that's the way you're gonna grow and become wealthy. Real estate property is another thing you could do. So many people get into real estate property and they do it either to rent out, because getting rental income is just by far awesome. Some people do it to just flip homes. There's so many things that people could do in the real estate market that could allow you to make so much money. And the awesome thing about it as well is, since it's technically your own business, there's a lot of things that you can write off and you can save so much on taxes. And listen, even if you do not have the ability to buy a home and to flip it and do all those things, you can still actually get yourself invested into REITs, which is REIT, which stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. This is a way for you to buy a fund that already has some investments in properties that will allow you to receive some income based upon the income that it's generating. And you will receive a huge amount of this money through a form of a dividend, because REITs cannot hold so much cash. They have to distribute 90% of their earnings in order to avoid taxes. So this is a great advantage that you can do as well if you can get yourself on some property. And the next thing you want to do, which to some people that they find this extremely boring, but it's important because you're not going to be able to work for the rest of your life, is to open up a retirement account. Social Security, as the way it is now, it might last, but who knows? It might not. So you need to be able to invest in your own future. That way, when you retire, you're not relying on your kids or on anyone else, or unfortunately a job or something where you're in a situation where you're asking and you're hoping someone's there to help you. Put money into your retirement account. If you currently have a job right now and they are offering you a 401k, you gotta get at least up to the match, okay? They're giving you free money, and that's the best opportunity for you to invest and start building some wealth. I know it sounds confusing, I really do. Now people don't understand what funds they should invest in when it comes to a 401k account. That's why most people either do nothing about it, or they just allow the company to just put whatever money into whatever account. But if you want to make things very simple and very easy, all I recommend for you to do is to choose a target date fund. This will be able to allocate your risk based upon the age when you're getting close to retirement. So there's nothing you need to do. No rebalancing, no reallocation. There's nothing. It's quite simple and it's quite easy. Now I understand that all these methods might seem boring to some people, except for people that are doing real estate. For some reason, people just love doing real estate. They love Airbnb. They love doing anything that comes to real estate. But when it comes to putting money into a brokerage account and being patient and watching it build and putting money into your retirement account, a lot of people find it boring. But guess what, guys? The people who made all this wealth, this is what they do, okay? Some people are really good at what they do and they get a very high income. Not everyone has that opportunity, but their wealth, well, their definition of wealth might not be what your definition is, okay? They might have huge liabilities, which makes them have to continue working and bring in a large amount of income to support that lifestyle. That's a lifestyle you don't know about and you don't live, right? The lifestyle you have currently right now most likely is having some credit card debt, some student loans, and a house. Imagine paying all those things off. It's not something that's difficult to do. That's something that you can do. But if you remain humble and you remain disciplined and you invest, you keep your debt low and hopefully pay it off completely, you start putting money into your home to pay it off, guys, eventually you will be financially free. It's not difficult. That's something you could do. So listen, building wealth is not as difficult as you think. It isn't. There's so many things out there to cause so much confusion. It's quite simple. You invest, you save diligently, and you invest into the right assets. You do not need to invest into no risky crypto. I don't believe in that, okay, guys? I believe crypto is just gambling. You can invest in an index fund, something like the S&P 500, open up yourself a Vanguard account or Fidelity account, and just start building wealth, guys.